All right, this is a survival briefing. We're not talking about productivity hacks today. No, we're going straight for the jugular. A direct look at the 3 lethal mistakes that are killing one-person businesses right now, in 2026. Let's get into it. First things first, let's get real about the stakes. Just look at this slide. This is the brutal reality of the income gap for solopreneurs. On the left, you've got the average income, just under 40 grand. But on the right, that's what people say they need to earn to actually feel successful. We're talking over $200,000. That canyon between reality and the goal, that's the danger zone.
So, what's creating that huge gap? That's what this is all about. Our mission today is simple. We're going to identify the 3 core killers that are holding solopreneurs back, and, this is the important part, we're going to talk about how you can survive them.
Okay, let's start with killer number 1. This is the most common one out there. And what's so dangerous about it is that it's invisible. It doesn't look like a problem. In fact, it often feels like you're succeeding, right up until the floor gives out.
Here's the classic warning sign. You know the feeling, right? Your accounting software says you're profitable. You're making sales, the invoices are flying out, but then you log into your actual bank account and it's a ghost town. This isn't just a bad week. It's a major symptom of a much deeper problem. So how do you fix it? The principle is right here. Alex Hormozi absolutely nails it when he says this. Business isn't some kind of magic you're either born with or not. It's just math. It's about understanding a few key relationships, a few key ratios that really determine whether you're going to make it.
And this right here is probably the most important piece of math in your entire business, the LTV to CAC ratio, lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. All it means is, how much money will a customer pay you over their entire lifetime with you versus how much did it cost you to get them to sign up in the first place? This isn't just some boring metric. It's the fundamental equation of your business's health.
And this is where it gets super practical. See, a 3-to-1 ratio, making $3 for every 1 you spend, that works, but only if your business is totally automated. The second you add a human to help with sales, you need to double that to 6-to-1. Add another person for customer service, now you need 9-to-1. Why? Because people have salaries, they make mistakes, they add costs. You have to build that extra margin in so you can grow without going broke.
And you know, that last point about adding humans? It leads us perfectly into our second lethal mistake, which I call the hero trap. This one isn't about the numbers. It's about you, the founder, becoming the biggest obstacle to your own success. The warning sign for this one is painfully clear. If you getting the flu or just wanting to take a single Saturday off means your entire business grinds to a halt, well, let's be blunt. You haven't built a business. You've built yourself a really high-stress hobby that owns you. So I want you to really think about this for a second. And be honest. Does your business absolutely depend on you showing up and doing the work every single day? If you answered yes, well, you are definitely not alone. Look at this data. Time management is the single biggest challenge reported by solopreneurs, and that's the #1 symptom of the hero trap. There just aren't enough hours in the day for one person to do it all.
So how in the world do you escape this trap? You have to shift from doing everything to designing a business that works for you. And in 2026, the data is crystal clear. That means using AI. Just look at this. 64% are using AI for marketing alone. You set up automated systems that can write content, handle customer queries, or manage your sales pipeline. Basically, you clone yourself without the payroll, so you can finally build something that doesn't need you 24/7.
And that brings us to our third and final killer, the isolation vacuum. This is the danger of making huge decisions all by yourself, totally cut off from the only thing that actually matters, the market.
Oh, and the warning sign for this one is a classic. You know what this looks like. You've spent 3 months perfecting your logo, arguing about shades of blue for your website, but you haven't had a single real conversation with someone who might actually pay you money. That is building in a vacuum.
And this isn't just a business mistake. It's a real emotional thing. The data shows 13% of solopreneurs feel genuinely isolated. And that feeling, it's dangerous. It makes you trust your own assumptions way too much because there's nobody around to tell you you're wrong.
And you know, every expert out there will tell you the same thing. One of the absolute fastest ways to fail is to just ignore what the market is trying to tell you, to convince yourself your idea is so good that it doesn't need to be validated by actual customers.
So here's the bottom line. The one thing you really need to tattoo on your brain. It is always, always cheaper to get feedback, even if it's tough to hear, than it is to spend a year building something that nobody wants. Failure is expensive. Feedback is free.
Okay, we have diagnosed the 3 killers. Now, it's time to turn the spotlight on your business. We're going to do a quick 3-question audit right now to see if you're in the danger zone.
Get ready. Question 1 for the cash flow crisis. Is my cash flow predictable? Question 2. This one's for the hero trap. Can my business actually run for 48 hours without me? And question 3 for the isolation vacuum. Have I talked to a paying customer this week? A no to any of these is a massive red flag.
And we're going to end with this. Look, this wasn't just for you to learn something interesting. This was a survival briefing. You've just run the diagnosis on your business. You know where the weak spots are. So the only question that matters right now is this. What is the one single action you're going to commit to this week to make sure your business survives?